My first job with TV news was at ABC News in Washington, D.C. I was a desk assistant for This Week with David Brinkley. I worked for 5 or 6 years in the promotions department at KUSA in Denver, and while I was at KUSA, I convinced them to let me on the air, and I worked as a feature reporter there.
KUSA's Tim Sherno of Good Afternoon, Colorado is going to tell you their story.
I love that look.
What look?
I've worked at WSVN in Miami. If you know that station, it's a rock and roll station. Fast, slick, a great place to learn a style of news that they're the best at.
You said 32 people can come in here and have a meal. I don't think that I know 32 people. Do you have to say to people, we'll just bring some people along with you just to fill the table up?
You know the joke that if you have a yacht and plane, you have no idea how many friends you suddenly have.
You know, I'm a little short on yachts and planes. Betsy, where are you going?
Open.
What was that?
I worked at KMSP in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We started up a morning show that had a great feeling and tone to it, one that people are now trying to do again.
Good morning, gentlemen. Jane King joins us now from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with more on that and the rest of your morning's business news. Jane, good morning. Jane, are we in a recession?
Now back to you in the studio.
Who is this guy? Where's Jane? How open is the Bush administration, do you think, to listening to ideas in that large tent that you just spoke of? Fugitive Anthony Zappa is surrounded by police in a cabin in Montana. Reports are just coming in, and we're going to have more on that story in just a moment. But first, our attention turns to the rising waters of Minnesota's rivers. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wow, come on a little closer to the camera. Drivers in the metro may be cracking open their piggy banks pretty soon. The Senate narrowly passed a transportation package that would add 6 cents a gallon to your costs at the pumps. New research from the Mayo Clinic says an aspirin a day could help men prevent prostate cancer.
Now, that is the latest look at traffic.
Thanks, Pete. The budget forecast was supposed to come out Wednesday. We hear now that it's possibly going to be coming out today. And considering how important timing is in this whole process of when Governor Ventura has to sign something, veto it, or let it pass into law without his signature, is it possible to order that the budget numbers be released today and have that have an impact on the discussion that's going on in this bill?
That's possible.
Good morning, Alex. You know, it never gets easy to look at this stuff. You come up on this town, it's 900 people, about 70 miles as the crow flies away from the Twin Cities this morning along Wisconsin State Road 70. You come up along the damage and your heart just goes out to the folks that are down there because the damage this morning is severe.
Tim is the most recognizable guy ever. I have been out on the street with you and people shout to you, they yell to you.
In like a week, these are the things you should do to your car.
You should be ready.
You should be ready.
You want your car to look nice when springtime comes.
You do, and you don't need to go to a car place. You can do all this stuff yourself.
Who needs that?
Yeah, and it gives you a reason to get outside.
You're excited about this. Jody Levon, our resident psychic and medium. Tim's a little bit of a skeptic.
Well, no, but I just don't want to be read.
Right.
So she stood in front of me today and said, I'm going to read you.
No,
and
she
I said,
did
no, you're
not.
not. And now I work at KSTP Channel 5 in Minneapolis and St. Paul as a reporter in a station that values hard news, that focuses on hard news.
You know, when I talked to police this afternoon, they said this was kind of like Hollywood because this guy pulled the trigger to show the clerks that he meant business. Well, now police mean business. They want this guy behind bars. It happened in just an instant. That SUV was spinning out right in front of us. I don't remember what I did, but I did the right thing because we got out of it. He didn't. He went up against the railing, and we kept going. Well, that was then. This is now. Turn around and direct your attention here. Here's someone who just came down this road that we're on. It's unplowed. He went into about 3 feet of snow, and, sir, you are not going anywhere for a while unless we help you get out of this situation. It is a windy night. The snow is still coming down. If you're watching this at home on your sofa, you picked a good night to stay home. Maybe you know somebody out east who's been complaining about how much snow they've gotten. Well, we're going to give you our snow totals so you can put them in their place. I'm Tim Sherno. That story is coming up.
It's been a great experience to work in a station that's focused on hard news because I've done all the other types of news before. I've done feature news, entertainment news. I've done the lighter side of news. And I found that all the skills that I developed doing the other kinds of news have helped me do hard news.